Okay, so this is my video journal for Dr. Horrible's sing-along blog. And for the first question, what was most memorable about the play? For me, what was most memorable would have to be the musical aspect of it. And I think that's because it's very different than the other plays that we've read and seen this year so far. The musical aspect really made it kind of more dramatic and could help bring out the emotion more of the characters. So I really liked that aspect of it. Three themes of the play that I thought were very prominent were love, connection, and tragedy. And I think all these themes kind of intertwine between Hammer and Penny and Horrible and Penny. And I think that those are three very prominent themes throughout the play. One song that I chose to analyze was A Man's Gotta Do What a Man's Gotta Do. And I chose this because I think it accurately portrays the false character that Hammer portrays to Penny. Throughout the play, he kind of shows to her that he's really interested in her, and especially throughout this song, when she's thanking him and he's saying, like, I need a second to catch my breath, it's clear that he's kind of trying to woo her and persuade her. And then there's Horrible, who's saying, kind of like going back and forth, saying, I stopped the van, the remote control was in my hand. I think this accurately portrays what is happening throughout the play between the characters and their connections. And for question number 4, this method of storytelling for me is more effective because, first of all, I love music and I love all kinds of music. And the play clearly has musical performances in it, and I thought this really brought up the connection between the characters. It made it more dramatic, and it was an aspect of the play that I found really interesting and different than what we're used to. So that was kind of what I loved about the play, and I think that music kind of has a way of showing emotion that just speaking or anything else can give. And I think, for me at least, Shakespearean plays, speaking in a language that's kind of more difficult to understand can kind of be more confusing for an audience, or at least for me. But I think music kind of has a clear-cut way of showing emotion and showing people what they're feeling. And 2 questions that I have about the play, 2 things I'm just curious what people or what people think about are, why do you think Horrible held back his emotions about Penny so much in the play, at least in the beginning? Maybe what was holding him back from sharing his true feelings? And what do you think his biggest flaw was? Obviously, the end of the play ends kind of tragically, but what do you think was his biggest flaw?